Alright, today we are going to do the handstand. How to hold the handstand. So basically handstand is an exercise that needs some muscle coordination at a certain level, and it requires some balancing. It does not necessarily require a very high level of strength, but you need some basics to be able to do a handstand. Alright, so today I'm going to present you the technique, the progression, and some supplementary exercise in order for you to achieve the handstand. Okay? So first of all, we are going to do the supplementary exercise, or the basics that is required for us to have a strong foundation in order to us for hold a handstand. Alright, so the first one is pike push-ups. So here's pike push-ups. Your feet, elevate your feet. You stand in a push-up position first. Then you have to elevate your feet. The higher you go, the harder it's going to be. But the normal one should be like this. Okay. So that's a pike push-ups. So basically, keep your core tight when you're doing the exercise. Keep your core tight, and your glutes, your quads, your glutes tight, your quads tight. Make sure you straighten up your legs. If you cannot straighten up your legs, then do it as best as you can, as straight as you can. Okay, and then one important thing to mention here is that your shoulder, when you're going down, you have to go forward, not downward. Downward. In addition, you have to move forward a bit, like this. I'll show you. See, I'm going forward. I'm not going here. This is one way to do. This is one way. We also call this pike push-up also, but a more effective way for you in order to have a good foundation or strength to hold a handstand, you have to do pike push-up like what I've taught before, what I've shown you. Alright, so, and one more thing is that when you push, you must push backward also. You push backward, not upwards. If you push upwards, it's going to work more on the chest, which is also good, but for the purpose of learning handstand, we're going to push backward a bit. And keep your elbow in. Don't flare out your elbow. Alright, so that's pike push-up. The second exercise that you must do in order to have a good strength for handstand. Oh, before I forgot, do this for like, if you must be able to do this 10 reps for at least 3 sets, and then you can move on. Okay, so the next exercise is basically a handstand hold. One more thing about handstand is that most of people who want to learn the handstand, they cannot learn it, or they are progressing slow because of they are afraid. They have some fear of falling down. So in order for us to remove the fear, we have to practice it on a wall. We don't have a wall here, but we have this pole. So handstand hold. It looks like this. This is called handstand holds against the wall. Just hold it. After you feel comfortable for holding it like 15 seconds, you can hold it comfortably for 15 seconds, and then you can move on to the next exercise, which is handstand hold with your chest against the wall. So it should look like this. This is good to adjust your alignment, to make perfect your form. hold it for 15 seconds. Okay. So if you can do this, you can hold it like 15 seconds for 3 sets. Take a break like 30 seconds or 1 minute for each set. If you can hold it for like 15 seconds for 3 sets, then you can move on to the next exercise, which is handstand wall push-up. You don't need to do so many reps for this one. I would say if you can do 5, and then that's the good reps for you in order to start learning to hold a standing handstand. Alright, so the next thing I want to tell you is that for you to eliminate your fear of practicing handstand, you must learn how to fall safely. So for instance, I'll show you some of the tricks to fall safely when you're practicing handstand. This is one way. The other way, see, I fall down, I tuck my head, and then I fall down forward with my legs extend. So my legs will fall first before my back or my glutes, so it's safe. Another way is you fall side to side. Like that. Side to side. Alright? So that's the safe way for you to fall in practicing handstand. Alright, let's go to the next exercise. Okay. This is a handstand push-ups, chest against the wall. Here, you're gonna push, 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 push. 5, fall. Okay, so that's those are the exercises, the basic exercises for you in order to have a more than enough strength for you to hold a handstand. I admit that some people, they don't go through these exercises. They just get the handstand right away by practicing them over and over again. But for me, in my opinion, this is how my journey began when I practicing handstand. This is how I get the handstand. I do these exercises first. Okay, so the progression for handstand is to get the balance to do the handstand. You must get used to have your head down and your feet up. So most of the people, they cannot do the handstand. The key factor why you cannot do a handstand is because you are not used to your head facing the ground, right? So in order for you to be good in handstand, you have to get used to it. So one way to do it is by following these progressions. Oh, by the way, do the handstand push-up against the wall. If you can do 5 reps for 3 sets, that's more than good. That's more than enough, right? Okay, so these are the progression. First is the frog stand. Put your hand here, and then in this position, you must lean forward a bit, and you put your, what do we say this, your quads, your lower quads to your elbow. Put it to your elbow and let it rest there while you are pressuring it. Put down your whole body, your tension all into your elbow, okay? Bend your elbow a bit, and this is the frog stand. can do it like 20 seconds. You can balance it and keep the form in 20 seconds for 2 sets, then you should be fine. You have the required muscle coordination to practice to progress further. Okay, the next progression is the crow stand. Crow stand is where instead of, it's like frog stand, but instead of letting your lower quads resting down on your elbow, you put your knee on your elbow and your hand would be straighter than frog stand. Okay, I'll show you. Yeah, then put your knee in your elbow and hold. This is harder. Alright, if you can hold it for 20 seconds for 2 sets, then you can move on to the next progression. So, the crow stand, you must have a good wrist mobility, you know, because it will put so much stress on your wrist, because you are putting so much tension on that position where your wrist will have to stretch more, so it's going to be hurt. So first of all, you must stretch your wrist first. Okay, so what else? And one more thing. So the last progression. Alright, the last progression is just practicing handstand freestanding. Alright, so you must learn how to kick up to handstand. This is the first step of moving into a handstand hold. Executing a handstand hold, you must kick up. Alright, I'll show you. Just do it. You might be falling down over and over again, but don't be afraid. You will get there somewhere. And for you to kick up, you must place your head. I mean, your shoulder must be slightly leaning forward. You cannot start from here. You must lean a little bit forward and keep everything of your body tight. Alright, I'll show you. So here, get lean a little bit. Don't be like here. Lean a little bit and then kick. Alright, so practice it over and over again and apply the technique of falling safely. Okay. Alright, so that's all for the tutorial for handstand hold. So that's it, and this is based on my experience. Some people may have different thoughts or techniques in order for them to achieve the handstand, but for me this is the progression and the exercise that I do. So that's all. Thank you.